With the release of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, we now have 3 MCU Guardians of the Galaxy films. So today, I thought it was time for me to stop and rank all 3 Guardians of the Galaxy films ranked from the worst to the best. Please know that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion. My name is SW Nation, and you are free to comment down below your very own ranking of all of the Guardians of the Galaxy films ranked from the worst to the best, just like me, or you could just do your favorite. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now. And also, please note that I did incorporate the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special in here just for fun. I was going to do I Am Groot, but those are shorts. Honorable mention on this list, let me just tell you, it's at the bottom of my list. It's the worst out of all of these. This is the worst MCU Disney Plus show as well. But with all of that out of the way, please don't forget to check out that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 movie review. That link is in the description, and also that Marvel playlist as well. And without further ado, let's get right into our ranking. Kicking off my list at number 4 for me has got to go to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, I don't hate this movie. I don't even think it's that distasteful. In fact, I don't even think that it's bad. But when it comes to my enjoyment of the other MCU films, as well as the other Guardians features, it's on the lower half. I will say though, with watching the entire trilogy, this movie works a lot better with its characters, particularly Drax and Mantis. As far as the MCU standards go, James Gunn delivers one of the funniest MCU films, in my opinion. It's funnier than the first film, funnier than the third film, funnier than the holiday special. It's one of the funniest, up there with Far From Home and Thor Ragnarok. While crass and crude, all of the jokes do land for me. The Guardians, while split, feel more like a family in this film than any of the other ones. Their banter is hilarious and fits their personalities perfectly. The CGI is gorgeous, the emotional moments hit, and everything done with Yondu was fantastic. But the movie feels more cynical and mean-spirited throughout. It felt like Marvel, because they had so much trust in James Gunn from the first film, they just let him do whatever he want without actually putting leashes on him this time. So he's not that unleashed as he was for the Suicide Squad, but he is pretty unleashed in his writing inside of this film. And again, the Guardians are split up in this film. But this is the best ending to any Guardians film and one of the best emotional endings to any MCU film due to Yondu's sacrifice. I still get chills and I still tear up at the finale of this film. Number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. The special felt like a nice return to form and raised my excitement for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, believe it or not. James Gunn not only returns to give us another actually funny Guardians project, as well as an actually funny MCU project at this time, but also one that felt as heartfelt as the first film. Drax and Mantis are a fun pair, easily one of the best dynamics inside of the team, and seeing Palm Clementine give more personality to Mantis was needed, especially since they made her Peter's sister, which makes perfect sense with what we were told about Ego inside of 2. The Kevin Bacon gag works in the films, but I don't think getting the actual actor and bringing him into the films would have worked, and I think Drax and Mantis kidnapping him can only work in something like this. It feels like Christmas. It's a charming bridge between 2 and 3 that reminds us of why we love the Guardians. My runner-up at number 2 for me has got to go to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Like, I really like this movie, and if I see it another time, I'm probably gonna love it. I just want to start off with my negatives, the things that I didn't like, so then I can just rave about this movie. The film has in it one of my biggest turnoffs, and that's animal cruelty. Yes, it's real life. Yes, it's reality, and it happens, but that doesn't make it satisfying to watch in a film like this. Rocket's backstory is incredible, well written, well directed, well acted, but will turn people like me off due to its torture and cruelty of these innocent animals who are basically kids just wanting to be free of this madman. With that aside, James Gunn returns to the MCU to cap off this trilogy before he goes to DC in a way that closes every character's arc in a satisfying way. I thought when I first walked out of this movie, it wasn't the best of the trilogy, which it's not, and I didn't think that it closed off every character in a satisfying way. In hindsight, it does. If you rewatch the entire trilogy from start to finish, Drax, an example, he starts off as a destroyer. One of the big negatives is that Drax never got his revenge against Thanos. But the thing is, Drax wasn't always meant to be a destroyer. That was something he became through his pain. And now since all of that pain is washed out of his system, he can just focus on being a dad. He was never meant to be a destroyer, and I love that. It is the most emotional Guardians film that feels like it was made by one man, and a far departure from the way the MCU has been going these last couple of years. The High Evolutionary is just a guy that you hate, but Chukwudi does a great performance in the role that just makes you hate the guy, but also he has this creepy vibe to where he's just so obsessed with making things perfect in his image. He basically plays God. And I love that you just have a villain that you just want to see defeated by the end of the film. James Gunn brilliantly was able to round out his trilogy cohesively and emotionally with a whole lot of heart. But coming in at my number one for me has got to go to the Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, the first film has a problem in the third act. For me, has a problem in the third act. I think it falls off in the final battle. But the first two acts are incredible. They're fun. I mean, this is where it all started. The idea of these hurt characters sharing their pain. From the jump, James Gunn knew to make these characters likable and relatable, but also very tragic. And it felt like he had a roadmap to where he wanted these characters to begin in this film and end in the third film. The film solely works due to the chemistry of his characters. Very similar to the Suicide Squad, but we focus more on just the team becoming a family in the end and not the mission. James Gunn was also able to input his musical knowledge and make it a character. The character is in the music. The soundtrack is incredible. The jokes definitely land, and emotional moments pack a punch, even to the point a talking tree dying can make us cry. James Gunn's space opera will remain one of the most heartfelt films in the MCU ever, one of the funniest films in the MCU ever, and just one of the best films in the MCU ever. This is why the Guardians of the Galaxy has to come in at number 1. Alright guys, that is it for the ranking. Please know that everything that I did say in this video was just my very own opinion. My list was certainly not the right list, it was just my list. And you're free to comment down below your ranking of all of the Guardians of the Galaxy films, ranked from the worst to the best, just like me. Or you could just do your favorite. You can even incorporate the holiday special or I Am Groot, whichever one you decide. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now, and also that Marvel playlist. That link is in the description. And also please don't forget to check out that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 movie review. That link is also in the description as well. And with that being said, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Peace.